Yuri smiled when he said it. This is a message. Marcus was 13. Barefoot. Crying. They made him kneel. I remembered the sound first, the bat striking bone, dull, hollow, relentless. My wrists were bound to the chair, my mouth taped shut. He screamed for me. I tried to break the ropes until my skin tore, tried to breathe through the rage, tried not to let him see the life drain from my son's eyes. When Marcus went silent, my wife's heart failed. She died looking at me. Yuri stepped closer, the bat dripping red. Tell your boss to pay what he owes. He had thought I was just an accountant. A harmless man in a quiet neighborhood. He didn't dig deep enough. When the door closed behind them, I sat in silence, surrounded by the ghosts of everything I had loved. And I remembered who I used to be, Black Ops. Untraceable. Efficient. They wanted a message. I would give them one. It took 3 days to bury what was left of my family. The police called it a gang-related robbery. No suspects, no leads, just paperwork and sympathy. They couldn't touch the Bratva. Not in this city. But I could. I knew what they didn't. Yuri wasn't just muscle. He was cleanup. Someone higher had sent him after me. Someone who knew my address, my schedule, someone who betrayed me. That thought sat like ice in my gut. There had been only one person who could have leaked my location. A former contact. Maybe a handler. Someone who knew I was alive after leaving the program. I told no one. I watched. I combed through old encrypted drives, messages, financial traces buried in forgotten corners of the web. It wasn't long before I found it. An offshore payment, hidden behind 6 proxies, from a familiar name. Michael. My oldest friend, my commanding officer, the man who signed my discharge papers and promised me peace. I didn't confront him. Not yet. I watched, listened, mapped his routines, his wife's car, his meetings, his secret late-night calls. I could tell when he lied by the rhythm of his breath. He had taught me that trick once. I spent my days rebuilding what I had buried years ago. The discipline, the patience, the silence between thoughts. When I finally hacked his encrypted communications, the truth was worse than I imagined. He had sold intel to the Russians. My intel. Traded old names for money and protection. I was one of those names, a loose end. Yuri was his knife. Marcus was collateral. The rage didn't arrive in bursts. It came slow, cold, controlled like a tide waiting for the moon. I planned quietly. Weeks became months. I became a shadow in his world, watching him laugh, eat, kiss his wife goodnight. He lived the life I was meant to have, but built on blood. Mine. When I finally walked into his office, he didn't recognize me at first. Too polished, too confident. Jesus, he said. You look like hell. I heard about your family. I laid a flash drive on his desk. Saved the sympathy. He hesitated, then plugged it into his laptop. Files opened. Wire transfers, messages, Russian contacts, his name time-stamped, his signature on a payment order to Yuri's crew. Color drained from his face. I can explain, he said. No, I said. You can't. He stood stammering about orders, survival, debts. I didn't listen. When he reached for the phone, I smiled. Call whoever you want. The copies are already sent. Federal agents, journalists, your wife, they all have them now. He froze. You always taught me to finish the mission, I said. So I did. That night he came to my house, pounding on the door, screaming my name, begging. I let him in. Let him see the living room where Marcus died. The chair still sat in the corner. The rope still tied. You can't do this. You'll destroy me, he said. You already did that, I said. He sank to the floor sobbing. For himself, never for them. He said. They had leverage. You don't understand. I understand perfectly, I said. You chose you. I walked him to the door, handed him a small box. Inside. Yuri's watch, taken from his wrist 2 weeks earlier when I found him. I returned your message, I said. His eyes widened. You killed him. I didn't answer. Didn't need to. I watched him leave, saw fear crawl across his shoulders like a second skin. By morning, his world would burn. Every secret, every transaction, every betrayal exposed. And I would never lift a finger again. It's been 6 months. Michael's in prison. The Bratva scattered. Yuri's name erased from every database that mattered. My house is quiet again. Too quiet. I visit Marcus's grave sometimes, bringing the things he used to love. A baseball glove, a comic, a small carved soldier. I tell him the truth. Justice isn't real. There's only balance. And sometimes even that costs too much. People ask how I'm doing. I say I'm healing. But healing isn't the word. You don't heal from watching your world break. You learn to live inside the fracture. I've stopped keeping weapons. Stopped watching over my shoulder. There's nothing left to fear. Once you've killed every version of yourself that can feel pain, all that remains is quiet. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe to Cheating Stories Insight World for more gripping stories.